Hello everyone. Welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to discuss previous year questions of tenses. Well, friends, these are not actually PYQs. These are questions similar to those questions that have already appeared in IBPS clerk examination. So these are just similar and practice questions, not exactly the PYQs. So these you can say these are memory based questions. Now, in this session, we will discuss 25 questions related to IBPS clerk exams based on tenses. So, let's begin the questions and also we'll read the solutions to these questions in detail. Now, we have already learned this chapter before as well. So, in this session, we are just going to discuss the questions related to tenses. Also, we'll see that what type of errors come in our exam and what type of questions come in our exam from the part of tenses. Here the directions are given to us for the exercise or for the questions that we have to do in this session. So the question is as follows, the directions are as follows. Read the sentence to find out whether there is an error in it. It means again we are doing spotting errors of tenses. So these are spotting errors of tenses. Now, the error, if any, will be in one part of the sentence. It means a sentence will be given to us of which some parts have been made, and the error will be in one part of the sentence only. The number corresponding to that part, it means the letter or the number corresponding to that part that contains the error will be your answer. That will be the answer. If the sentence given is absolutely correct, now it can happen that the entire sentence is absolutely correct, there is no error in the sentence. In that case, we have to mark our answer as no error because that sentence contains no error. Now ignore the errors of punctuation, if any. Now we have to find out only the grammatical errors and not the punctuation errors. Obviously these errors are based on tenses, so we'll look for the tenses error first. And if there is any punctuation error, that will not matter at all. We have to ignore them. Now let us move to the question number 1. Now this is question number 1. As you can see over here, I have been working on my autobiography for the last 7 years. Now if we see the sentence, this is present perfect continuous. We know that this is present perfect continuous tense. And if this sentence is of present perfect continuous, we first of all try to think that what type of sentences are present perfect continuous sentences. When some action happens or when some action started in some times in the past or in any time or from a particular time and it is still going on up to which time we don't know. So these type of sentences are basically written in present perfect continuous tense. Moreover, you can say the continuous sentence, if it takes a time with it, that type of sentence is formed in present perfect continuous tense. Now in this sentence we can see it is written, I have been working. With I we use have been, that is fine, on my autobiography for the last 7 years. Now here we have a preposition for. We have a concept like with the word for or since. Whenever the time is countable, so we have two types of times. One is countable time and another is uncountable time. On the other hand, we call it like particular time or not particular time, or the time that has units with it. So since is always followed by followed by uncountable time, whereas the preposition for is followed by countable time. Or you can say if time slots have the units, for example 2 days, 5 years, so 2 days are the units, 5 hours, so hours are the unit, 3 years, so years are the unit. Now if we talk about these types of time duration, these are actually countable time durations. And if we are talking about the uncountable or the particular time, for example morning, evening, that is just a time, it has no unit with it. Also it is not countable at all, therefore that type of time is known as uncountable time and we use since with it. So here if we see this sentence, here it is written last 7 years, so we are talking about 7 years. Now these 7 years can be counted like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so these 7 years are countable. And yes, of course it has units like years, so these are the units. And if it is the unit of the word 7, So this time is countable, and with countable time we use for. Therefore this preposition for is absolutely correct over here. So the entire sentence is absolutely correct, because here the formation of the sentence should be in present perfect continuous, which it is, and the time duration should be preceded by the word for, which is also here. So the entire sentence is absolutely correct. It means the first sentence that we are doing is actually error free. Therefore our answer should be no error. So here you can see that answer is no error. So this is the answer. So our answer is E, that is no error. Now let us move to the next question. He's speaking in such a soft voice that he was not audible even to the people who were sitting in the first row. Now, if you see the entire sentence carefully, it is written he is speaking. Now, if I say he is speaking, shows that he is speaking right now. That means the action is continue right time, or the action is going on this time in such a soft voice that he was not audible. Now if you see this part of the sentence, it is in past, whereas this one is in present tense. Now if he was not audible, it means the action has already taken place. It is not continue right now. It is, you can say, the action has been already taken place even to the people who were sitting in the first row. Again, if you see the last part of the sentence, it is again in past. Now only the one part can contain error. Now if the first part is present tense and the remaining parts are past and past, it means the tense which is used over here is incorrect. It should be replaced with the past tense. Therefore is should replace with the past form of be, that is was. So here you can see that the error is in part A. So our answer is A, where this is should be replaced with was. And the correct sentence will be he was speaking in such a soft voice that he was not audible even to the people who were sitting in the first row. So he was speaking very softly or in a very low voice. Now let us move to the next sentence. The saint at that time believes that it was his mission to spread the message of God. Now again, the sentence is very very simple. As you can see over here, it is written the saint at that time. At that time shows that we are talking about the time of past. Now if we are talking about the time of past, now here the word is written believes, which is actually present simple tense, or you can say present indefinite tense, where we talk about the present time. But here it is written the saint at that time. It means we are talking about the past. Therefore this word believes is incorrect over here. It should be replaced with the word believed. Also, it means it should be written in the past tense. Also, the later part of the sentence, that is, it was his mission to spread the message of God, this is also in past. Therefore, this believes word is incorrect. It should be replaced with believed. So, the answer is B, and the correct sentence is believed. So, the correct sentence will be the saint at the time believed that it was his mission to spread the message of God. So this will be the correct sentence. Now let us move to the next one. Vinod is working for our organization for the last few years in the publication department. Now look at the sentence carefully. Vinod is working. Now here it is written is working. It means the work is going on right now. For our organization for the last few years. It means now the time has been mentioned over here that this action is going on from the last few years, or last few years. It means the action is going on from that particular time, or it means the tense that we have used over here is incorrect, because the action is not going on right now. It is going on from the last some years. Now here, as I have told you earlier as well, that whenever we have some continuous time, or when some action which is in continuous, so whether it is present continuous or past continuous, suppose it is present continuous. Now if the time is given with it, if we have added time to the action of present continuous, we have to form that sentence in present perfect continuous tense. So here the correct tense to be used should be present perfect continuous tense, and just not only the present continuous tense. Therefore, the rules here should be subject plus has or have been, has or have. After that we'll have the word been, after that verb with ing, that is fourth form of the verb, and then the time duration, like since or for, and after that time. So this will be the actually pattern of the sentence. So this is how we should write the sentence in the structure. So this is actually the sentence structure. So is incorrect over here. So the error is in part A, where this is should be replaced with, now because it is going on for the last few years, so it should be has. Now we know this singular, therefore is should be replaced with has been. So it should be, Vinod has been working for our organization for the last few years in the publication department. So this will be the correct sentence. Now let us move to the next one. Now here the next sentence is, if I'm well, I would prefer tea to cold drinks. Now this is actually a conditional sentence, and we have already learned conditions or the conditional sentences in the chapter of conditional sentences itself. Now there are three types of conditions where we use the word if, that is actually the subordinate conjunction. Now what happens, there are three conditions. Now let me tell you about the rules. So we are just revising these rules over here. So whether we have the word if, now here we have the word if. Now there can be two clauses, first clause and the second clause. Another again, first clause and the second clause. So this is the second clause. And the third condition is first clause and the second clause again. Now there are three types of conditions: first condition, second conditional sentence, and three type of conditional sentence, where there is a zero type condition as well. Well, you can see the chapter of conditional sentences, you can go through it. Now here I'm just talking about three conditions just to tell you about the rules. So in first type of condition, what we have here, we have subject plus verb first or verb fifth form. Fifth form means S or ES form. So verb 5 means S or ES form. S or ES form, that we call singular form of verb. And after that we have object. And in the remaining part we have subject plus will or shall, that is modal, will or shall. And after that we have verb first form. Now what are actually these conditions, what are the meanings of these conditions, you can see in the chapter of conditional sentences themselves, you can learn it from there. Now in the second part we have subject plus verb second form, that is the past condition, and after that we have object. Now in the later part we have subject plus would. Now this will should be converted into would, and after that first form, because would is also a modal, so we'll have verb first form only. Now in the third condition we have past perfect tense, that is subject plus had plus verb third form plus object, and the remaining part will be subject plus would plus have plus verb third form. So these are actually the structures of conditional sentences. Now we can only have these three combinations in the conditional sentence when we have the word if in the beginning of the sentence. Now here, if we see this situation, what is the conclusion? That these two conditions, now this refers to what happens always. For example, if I go there, I will tell you. So this is just a point that if this happens, this happens, and or if this happens, this will happen. Now in the second part, it means this action has already been taken place. Now nothing can be done in that, but we are just saying that if it is, then it will be. So it is like that. So here the second condition matches according to the sentence. Now if we go back to the sentences, it is written, if I'm well, I would prefer tea to cold drinks. Now here it is written that I would prefer tea to cold drinks. It means obviously that someone has served tea and coffee to us, and we are saying or I'm saying that if I were well, I would prefer tea to cold drinks. So maybe at that time I would not have preferred anything. So this M is incorrect because here it is written I would prefer. That is type 2 condition, as you can see over here. So we need verb second form over here. So what will be the answer? So if I am should be replaced with if I were. So our error is in part A. Also there is one thing, it should be if I were. Also there is one thing, that whenever there is imaginary situation, we always use past plural form. Whenever we have imaginary situation or something which is not possible, in that case what we do, we always take a past plus plural form of the verb. So this is actually the scenario. So the correct sentence will be, if I were well, I would prefer tea to cold drinks. Now let us move to the next question. Here we have question number 6. Mature people behaved with others in a very gentle way and always respect others' feelings. Now we look at this sentence carefully. It is written over here that mature people behaved. Now here we are talking about a general fact or something which occurs repeatedly. Or this is actually the general truth or the general fact, and whatever the general facts or the truth are, we always write them in present indefinite tense. Now here again we can see in a very gentle way and always respect others feelings. Always refers to something which happens all the time or which always repeats. So here this sentence is incorrect. Here this behaved should be replaced with the word behave. So this is the correct answer. A is the correct answer because this part contains error where this behaved should be replaced with the word behaves. So this should be replaced with the word behaves. That is it. So our answer is part A. Now let us move to the next one. Recently, newspapers reported the deaths by drowning of two brothers went for bath in a well. Now here if you see the sentence carefully, it is written recently newspapers reported the deaths by drowning of two brothers. Now here we are talking about recently, that it happened recently. Reported the deaths by drowning of two brothers who went for bath in a well. Now obviously if we talk about that recently newspaper reported, so this is past tense, and of course if it is the report of the newspaper, the action must have done or must have occurred before the report, before the news. And if there is a past of past, that we only write in past perfect tense. Therefore this went should be replaced with had gone. So here the error is in part D, where this went should be replaced with had gone, and the correct sentence will be recently newspapers reported the deaths by drowning of two brothers went for drowning of two brothers who had gone for bath in a well. Or here it means that should be a past perfect tense. So here we can write brothers who had gone. So this should be the entire correct sentence. Now let us move to the next one. You must warn him, saying that you will beat him as if he is talking against you again. Now if you see the sentence carefully, it is written you must warn him. Okay, now up to this part the sentence is correct. Saying that, now what you have to say, that you will beat him. Now you will beat him is actually the future tense. As if, now if the word as if comes, we know this very well, that whenever we have as if or in case, these type of phrases, we always use the verb in past plus plural form. So if you see this, he is talking against you again. Now he is not talking, you are just warning him that if he talks again. So what we can do, we can write if he talks or talked against you again. So as if is written, so we have to write the past part. So it should be talking should be replaced with talked just because of the word as if. Now we could write talks as well, but because of the part as if is always followed by the past plural form, therefore the answer is in part D. Now in such a situation where you get confused whether to write it in the past form or the present form only, what you can do over here, because this is actually the spotting errors and you have to just identify the part that contains the error. You need not rectify them. So these are actually the privilege, just because now you can only analyze that this part contains error, that's it. Now let us move to the next one. Here we have another question. I have worked as much as I can and now let me take rest. Now I have already done the work, so I'm saying I have worked, it means the work has been finished. As much as I can, as I can shows the capability or the ability that I can do this, but I said that I have already done that, it means the work, how much I could, I have already done that. So the error is in part B, where this can should replace with could, because I have already done the work. Now let us move to the next one. Now this sentence or this question is very very important. It is written, it is time we did something to stop road accidents. Now this one is very very important. Now suppose we have a word expression that is it is time. It is time is actually an expression. Now what we do, we can have two types of situations. Either it is time and after that, as you can see over here, it is written it is time. Now we can have two situations. Either it can be followed by the preposition to or by the subject or the object, that means either a noun or a pronoun. Suppose there is a time expression, that is it is time or it is high time or it is about time. So these can be the expressions, and just after that we can either have the preposition to or the another part that is either a noun or a pronoun. So these two situations are there. If there is a preposition to, what we do, we only write verb first form. For example, it is time to go there, it is time to learn something. So to learn, to go, to dance, that is fine. But if it is time expression or it is high time expression or it is about time expression is followed by a noun or a pronoun, it should be followed by a verb second form only. It means second form of verb that we call past indefinite tense, that we call simple past tense or past indefinite tense. Now this strictly should be past indefinite tense. It cannot be any other like present perfect or any modals. No, not at all. It should be strictly past indefinite tense, no modal, no other verb. It should be past indefinite tense, that means second form of the main verb. Now if we get back to the sentence, it is written it is time we. Now we is actually the pronoun, so here we have a pronoun, so it should be followed by past indefinite form, which is written did, and did is actually the past form of do. So do, did, done. So this is actually the verb second form, which is absolutely correct over here. Something to stop road accidents, it means the entire sentence is correct, therefore the error is no error because this part contains no error. Here it is written did, which is absolutely fine. So the sentence is absolutely correct. Now let us move to the next one. The instructions clearly state that each item is having two options. Now it is written is having. When we possess something, when we have something, when we possess something, when we contain something, we write it in present tense, or you can say present indefinite tense, and there have is actually the main verb to show the possession. For example, I can say I have car, I have a car. I cannot say I'm having a car because that is not an action which is going on. Having can be only written in continuous part, but if I possess something, that means it is only my ownership or I just owns it. I just own it. So I cannot write it in ing form. There are some static or the dynamic verbs which do not require ing at all because those are not actions which are going on. We have already discussed it in the chapter of tenses. Now the instructions clearly state that each item has two options. Now each item is actually singular, so is having is incorrect over here. It should be replaced with has. So the error is in part C, so this is having should be replaced with has, because it is actually the main verb to show the possession. What does it possess? The instruction clearly state that each item has two options. So this will be the correct sentence. Now let us move to the next one. She has passed the examination 5 years ago. Now, whenever any action happens, if we know the time of that particular action, suppose there are two situations. Suppose the action, it has been taken place, it is completed, and we don't know time. When did it happen? Don't know. Time does not matter. It means the time which is given to us, that either does not matter or we don't know about it. So if these two are the situations, what happens? The sentence will be of present perfect tense. The sentence will be formed in present perfect tense. Now another thing is there, that if action that has already taken place and the time when did it happen, we know well. So when did it happen? We know well that when did it happen. So when we know the time of that particular action that has already occurred in the past, so that is always formed in past indefinite tense when we know the time of action. So here we go to the sentence now. She has passed the examination. So the action has been already taken place. When? 5 years ago. It means here we know the time of that action. So if we know the time of action, the sentence should be formed in past indefinite, not in present perfect. So this is actually the difference between present perfect tense and past indefinite tense. So this has is incorrect over here. It should be replaced with how. It should be removed from here. So the correct sentence will be she passed the examination 5 years ago. So remove has. So this will be the correct sentence. Now let us move to the next sentence. The committee reviewing the deal comprising leading businessmen and policymakers of our country. So again, the same situation is there. The committee reviewing, it means the committee who is reviewing the deal. Comprising. Now comprising refers to something which is going on, but it is not going on. It is actually you can say that there are few words like belong, have, comprise. We cannot make those in ing form unless required. So here obviously they are the contents of those committee. Therefore this comprising is incorrect. It should be replaced with comprises. So it should be comprises, not comprising. So the error is in part B, where this comprising should be replaced with comprises, and the correct sentence will be the committee reviewing the deal comprises leading businessmen and policymakers of our country. Now let us move to the next sentence. Yesterday I told you that I will help you in all your efforts. Now this is very very simple. We are talking about yesterday, it means we are talking about past. Also here it is written told, it means we are talking about past. Now these two, if these two are in past, obviously the remaining sentence will be according to the past tense only. So it is written that I will help you. So this will should be replaced with would. So this should be I would help you in all your efforts. So here this will help you is incorrect. It should be replaced with would. Or you can also make the entire sentence in past tense. Yesterday I told you that I helped you in all your efforts. So I would help you will be the correct sentence. Now let us move to the next one. Experts have recommended that the government reconsidered restrictions imposed on foreign investment in real estate. Now here it is written experts have recommended what? Now recommended refers to when someone suggests something that the government reconsidered. Now reconsidered means the action has already taken place, but here the recommendation is there. So there is an opinion, there is a suggestion. Therefore this reconsidered is incorrect. It should be should reconsider. So should reconsider. So this will be the correct sentence. Now the error is in part B, where this reconsidered should be replaced with reconsider. Now let us move to the next one. After you will return from Chennai, I will come and see you. again the same situation is there. After is actually a subordinate conjunction, and whenever we have a subordinate conjunction, what we do, we cannot use any modal in just after clause of the word subordinate conjunction. So just after the clause or in the clause after the word after, what we need to do, we should remove this will. So our error is in part A, where we should remove will from the sentence. So here will should be removed from the first clause or from this part. Now the correct sentence will be, after you return from Chennai, I will come and see you. So this will be the correct sentence. Now let us move to the next one. Without waiting for the instructions from the government, some cable operators in the city had blocked the news. Now, this is again very simple. Just try to find out what is the error in this. This is very, very simple, friends. Here it is written had. And after had, if this is actually an auxiliary verb, after that we should have only the verb third form. So this block is incorrect. It should be replaced with blocked. So the correct sentence will be, without waiting for the instructions from the government, some cable operators in the city had blocked the news. Therefore, the error is in part D. Now let us move to the next one. So now this is question number 18. The insurance company has plans to hire 30,000 agents at a time when most companies are cutting jobs. Now this is very, very simple. It is written the insurance company has plans. Now either it possesses the plans, but here we're not talking about possession of the plans. They are planning. What are they planning? To hire 30,000 agents. It means this they have to do. So this is actually the planning that they are doing. Now, if we have the verb has, that is auxiliary verb, it is always followed by verb third form or the third form of the main verb. Now, here the error is in part A, B, where this plans should be replaced with planned. So the correct sentence will be, the insurance company has planned to hire 30,000 agents at a time when most companies are cutting jobs. Now, let us move to the next one. Since she has been hospitalized, we must wait till she is recovering. Now, this is very, very simple again. Since she has been hospitalized is one part of the sentence. We must wait till what time? She recovers. Is recovering is just the continuous section, but we are talking about till she recovers. Whenever we have subordinate conjunction, it is always followed by the indefinite tenses. So is recovering should be replaced with recovers, because we have to wait till the time when this will happen. We are not showing that it will start. So it will happen actually. So till she recovers. So this D is incorrect. So this should be the answer, where this is recovering should be replaced with recovers. So here we need present perfect, present indefinite tense actually. Now let us move to the next one. She's going every day for a morning walk with her friends and neighbors. Now again, whenever any action is there which shows the routine or the regular actions, so that should be written in present indefinite or simple present tense only, where the rules are subject plus verb 1 plus object. Now here it is written she is going. Is going is actually some action which is going on, which is continuous, but it does not continue every day. In fact, it happens every day. So is going should be replaced with she goes. She goes every day. Whenever we write any sentence or any action that occurs repeatedly or that happens in routine, that is actually the routine, that shows the routine, or when it happens on a particular intervals or regularly, that we write basically in present indefinite tense. Therefore this A part contains the error, where this is going should be replaced with the word goes. So the correct sentence will be, she goes every day for a morning walk with her friends and neighbors. Now let us move to the next one. The insurance industry in India is underwent many changes in the past few years. Now it is written, the insurance industry in India, up to this part is correct, is underwent. Now underwent is actually that it has seen these things that have been done or gone through, you can say. So the insurance industry in India is underwent is actually that the insurance industry is this. So these are the same things. Whereas this is word is incorrect, it should be said that has undergone. So the sentence is incorrect, it should be replaced with has undergone. So the error is in part B, where this is shows the state being of something, whereas this is actually the action that has already been taken place, so has undergone. So this will be the correct answer, because this is not actually the thing that is a state of being. We are not talking about the state being of the insurance company or the industry, but the action that has been already taken place with it. Now let us move to the next one. Though the country has abundant coal reserves, it has been imported coal at a high cost. Now we can only write it has imported, that is fine. Bean is incorrect over here, it is superfluous, or we should not write it over here. It is only used in either, you can say, present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, future perfect continuous tense, also in the passive voice, though the sentence is active. So here the error is in part C. So our answer is C. So where this bean should be removed. Now let us move to the next one. Now this is question number 23. Such manufacturing plants will generated employment for over 1000 skilled professionals over the next 5 years. Now if we look at the sentence carefully, it is written will generated. Whenever we have any modal, all the modals can always be followed by verb first form, whereas here it is written generated. Now this one is incorrect, it should be replaced with generate, because after a modal we can only have the verb first form, so this generated should be replaced with generate. Also, if we see the sentence carefully, the such manufacturing plants will generate employment for over 1000 skilled professionals over the next 5 years. Now we are talking about over the next shows the future. So it means that we are only talking about the future, so we cannot change the word will, because will shows the future and we are talking about the future only. So we have to change the word generated into generate, because after any modal we can only have verb first form, only the basic form of the verb should be there. Now let us move to the next one. Here it is written, the ant realized that a pigeon sitting on the tree had dropped a leaf into the water to save him. Now, if you see the sentence carefully, it was written had dropped. It means we are talking about some story and the action in that has already been done or has already occurred. And if the action has already occurred, the sentence should be in past tense. So this realized should be replaced with realized. Therefore, the error is in part A, where this realized should be replaced with realized, and the correct sentence will be, the ant realized that a pigeon sitting on the tree had dropped a leaf into the water to save him. So this will be the correct sentence. Now let us move to the last question of today's session. Now, as you can see over here, Indian citizens or people who have been residents of India since the past 5 years are aged over 18 are eligible to apply. In this sentence, we can see carefully that we have used the word since. And as I told you earlier as well, that there are two types of time durations. One is countable time and another is uncountable time. If the time is countable, we use for. So whenever the time is countable, we use for before it. And if the time is uncountable, we use since. Uncountable refers to something which has no unit. For example, if we talk about morning, evening, or a particular year, for example, 1947, 1922. So these are actually the particular years. So in that case, we can use since. But if the time is countable or it has units, so we use for. For example, 2 hours. So hours is actually the unit for the word 2. So if we look at this sentence carefully, it is written past 5 years. It means we can count these 5 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are talking about just past years, past 5 years. Therefore, the error is in part C, where the since should be replaced with for the past 5 years. So the correct sentence will be, Indian citizens or people who have been residents of India since the past 5 years are aged over 18 and are eligible to apply. So these are actually the questions that we have done on the based on the tenses or based on tenses. So I hope you understood each and every question. Thanks to you.